You are listening to the It's Your Time podcast, and I'm your host, Certified Life Coach Michelle Arnold Burke. In today's episode, I'm discussing breaking the busy cycle, resetting your energy before burnout hits. Welcome to the It's Your Time podcast, the podcast where busy professionals like you get the practical solutions and support you need to gain control of your schedule so you can strive to be the best in your career, but without the stress and overwhelm. If you're looking to increase your energy and decrease your stress, you are in the right place. Hello. Welcome back to the podcast, friends. Okay, did you know that April is Stress Awareness Month? It is a month dedicated to help educate about the impacts of stress, to encourage open conversations, to promote techniques for stress management, and to empower folks to control your stress. All of the stuff that we love to do here on the It's Your Time podcast. And today we are doing exactly that. We are talking about breaking the busy cycle and resetting your energy before burnout hits. Because here's the thing. Burnout doesn't usually arrive with flashing lights, right? It's a sneaky, slow process, and it disguises itself as being productive at times. And it hides behind, the color-coded calendars that look like an amazing schedule on the outside, but really ends up leaving you feeling empty and exhausted on the inside. And listen, I love myself a nice color-coded calendar, so I am not saying that we drop that. What I am saying is that we think about if those colors actually bring us to life, or do they suck every last drop of energy out of us? And I want to talk about how to catch stress early, how to manage your energy, not just your time, and how to shift into a more abundant, aligned way of living that allows you to feel good before your nervous system forces you to stop. And I have been following more and more folks like coaches and neuroscientists diving really kind of deeper into the idea of abundance and the science of being abundant. It is so much fun. And today I am also going to share some insights from Kathy Heller, which I have a previous podcast on her book, Abundant Ever After. And I highly, again, recommend it. She also has a podcast by the same name, but I just thought it would be fun to kind of discuss some of the stuff that she's talking about because she is all about high vibe energy. And I want to take a moment and just ask you if this sounds familiar. You're busy. My guess is yes. You're handling business. You've got goals. But on the inside, you're always slightly feeling behind, like a little tense, maybe a little edgy on days. Maybe you wake up tired. Maybe you're wired at night. Maybe you snap at someone you love, or maybe you just kind of zone out, right? When you should be present. Maybe you're scrolling on the emails, checking everything. I'm not alone here, right? Here's the thing. Most of us wait until stress becomes unmanageable before we actually do something about it. But your body, it's been talking to you all along. The thing is, we are just not always really good at paying attention to what that feels like. We do not always pay attention to the things like below our neck, right? A lot of us are overthinkers. We're all up in our head. What I'm suggesting is that we start paying attention to what is going on in your body, because I get it. We are all so busy taking care of everything else. But the truth is, we need to take a moment in order to take care of ourselves so that we can do more of the goodness in life. And neuroscience shows us that when your amygdala senses a threat, real or perceived, in fact, it kicks off your fight or flight response. So cortisol floods your system. Maybe your heart rate increases, your digestion slows, your breathing gets shallow, and your prefrontal cortex, that like executive part of your brain, right? The calm, rational part of your brain basically goes offline. So now, not only are you stressed, you're often less able to solve problems, to connect meaningfully, or to make decisions. And if you're not careful, this becomes your baseline. You normalize the anxiety and the tight chest and the I just need to get through a day mindset. Maybe at the end of the day, you find yourself kind of getting home, you need a glass of wine to relax, maybe a second glass of wine to relax, and then you start all over the next morning. And maybe you have little extra layer of shame because you really didn't want that wine and you know that you would probably feel better if you didn't have it. You need to pay attention to how you're talking to yourself and you need to pay attention to how you are feeling. So here's what I want to offer. It can be different. You can feel better. And here's the shift that changed everything for me and for the women that I often coach. It's not just about managing your time better. It's about managing your energy more wisely. So you could have, think about it, 3 open hours on your calendar and still feel completely drained. Or on the opposite end of the spectrum, you might have 30 focused minutes in a high energy state and you're able to knock out the most important work of the day. I mentioned Kathy Heller, and what she says in Abundant Ever After is that the most productive thing you can do is feel good. Let that just sit with you for a second. Because for high achievers, that might sound wrong at first. Shouldn't we be grinding and pushing through, hustling until it's done? Listen, I love a good hustle, but I want you to just consider this as an option. Instead of telling yourself that you just don't have time to sit around and feel good, what if you considered telling yourself that feeling good is not a luxury? What if it is the most efficient, intelligent, and aligned way to move forward, to accomplish your goals, to be able to do more? You don't attract what you want through force. You attract it through alignment. And knowing your priorities and taking action towards them is the key. The alignment starts with listening to your body, to knowing your priorities, and to managing your energy before the stress becomes a crisis in a way that allows you to do the most important things in your life. I know. Tactics, right? We're about strategy here and we want to know what action are we going to take. I love action. So let me share some things with you, okay? Here are 4 simple tools that you can use today to shift your energy and to reset your nervous system quickly. Number 1, catch the stress before it peaks. Start noticing what are your telltale signs of stress. So for me, I will say I probably, increase the Excedrin number of pills I take per day. Maybe I think I can just not close down the computer or not shut off the phone. Or the way that I know that I'm really off and feeling stressed is that I get short with the dog. I mean, listen, full transparency. I could just be hangry and get short with Mark, right? That's like a typical day. But the dog, when I get short with him, something is for sure off. For you, maybe it's jaw clenching, maybe it is short patience or losing focus. But the earlier you notice it, the sooner you can interrupt the cycle. So pay attention. The first tool is awareness. So many folks just go through life living unconsciously, but bringing awareness to it allows you the agency to start making changes around it. Okay, the second tool, the 4-7-8 breath. Now, this breathwork pattern is scientifically backed to calm your nervous system and to bring your prefrontal cortex, remember the executive part of your brain, back online. So inhale through the nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 7 seconds, and then exhale through the mouth for 8 seconds. So we can even just do one round here together. If you're driving, if you're walking, if you're just listening, listen, we all are breathing. I'm just asking you to do it a little bit more intentionally for a couple seconds here. So inhale through your nose, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it for 7 seconds, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and exhale through the mouth for 8 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can you feel the shift? That is your nervous system exhaling. It's like you're letting out all of the stale energy and bringing in the good stuff, right? You're letting go of something that isn't useful and you're bringing in the good stuff. Again, remember 4, 7, 8. Okay, tool number 3, ask your higher self, and this is straight from Kathy Heller's toolkit. What would the most abundant, grounded version of me choose right now? This one question takes you out of fear based reaction and helps you respond from your wisest place, not your overwhelmed place. Because listen, we can all react, right? Sometimes it is just a default. But what I am suggesting is that you take the time to think intentionally about how you want to respond. So, whether you're feeling stuck or overbooked, or maybe like you're spiraling, it's a simple question. And you can just have one action item to it. It's not like you have to make a whole list. What would the most abundant, grounded version of you do right now? Okay, tool number 4, move the energy. Stress gets trapped in the body, so let's move it out. And it can be simple as shaking your hands for 30 seconds. Maybe it's stretching. Maybe it's walking around the block. Maybe it's dancing to a song when no one's watching. Or heck, maybe you can dance while they are watching, right? They're going to talk anyways. You might as well give them some good content to talk about. Movement creates momentum, and your nervous system responds. Your energy shifts. So even think about how great you feel after a workout. I mean, breath work and exercise, tremendous, tremendous ways to move and shift your energy. Okay, let's talk about what happens if you don't make the shift. So maybe you're listening in the car now, and then you get out, and it all sounds good right now as you're driving, right? But once you arrive to your location, you get out, you're busy doing your daily routine, and then you ignore this. You end up running on empty. You start resenting the things that you used to love, and you burn out or numb out. And the kicker is, you still feel like you're behind. I want you to think about what good looks like. Think about the morning when maybe you wake up and you feel energized, not panicked. Or maybe you move through the day from a calm, focused space. Or maybe you trust yourself more. Maybe you stop saying yes out of guilt. Maybe you get more done and feel better doing it. That's what happens when you shift your state of being. And Kathy talks about it a lot. The importance of your energy, your vibe, your energetic level. It's your capacity to receive more in life. And that is what living abundantly looks like. It's not about being busy. It's about being present. And here's what I want to encourage you to do today as we get close to the end here. I want you to try just one of the tools that we talked about. So whether it's the 4-7-8 breath, maybe it's the walk around the block, or simply putting your hand on your heart and taking one full conscious breath. As simple as that. Putting your hand on your heart allows your body and mind to know that you are safe. Then check in. What feels different? What feels lighter, maybe? And then one additional piece of info. Start small. You can build on these tools. The work that I talk about truly is from the mindset of the compound effect. It is small changes over time that add up. And each daily habit you build, that is a vote in the direction of your future self. You are building it consistently. And that's where you make the difference. Okay, friends, that's what I have for you today. Please share this episode with someone who is in the busy cycle, who has been in the busy signal for too long. Let's normalize choosing energy over exhaustion. And if you want more help with this, let's get on a free time audit call, michelleburkecoaching.com/connect. Okay, let's meet back here next week. But for now, make it a great day. Take care. Did you know you can take this work to a deeper level with me one-on-one? Go to michelleburkecoaching.com and click on Get Started to begin.